All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We got a lot to talk about on this episode. We got some crypto news. We're going to talk Super Bowl. Going to talk to y'all a little bit about what's going on with the channel. But I want to start by saying, guys, I filmed an entire episode yesterday. on the spy balloon, crypto news, the Super Bowl, and gave my Super Bowl prediction. And I actually correctly predicted what was going to happen with the Super Bowl. But here's the crazy part. It was a 40-minute episode. I didn't have the sound on. So there was no sound, so I'm like, all right, whatever. I just deleted it, didn't upload it in a hurry up and deleted it. But in the video, I basically predicted that, the Eagles had a stacked roster and a better roster than the Chiefs. But the Chiefs just had a little bit more, the experience. And plus, I think the league kind of wanted the Chiefs to win. And then I predicted that there would be either a pass interference or a roughing the passer call that would determine the game in the Chiefs' favor. It was crazy. And I basically predicted it spot on. But, so no BS. I really did do that. But it's just frustrating, guys. So if you're a content creator, always make sure your sound's on. One of my big fears is always like I'll have like a big guest on and, on like a, recorded call. And I don't have the sound recording or something like that, and then, you just wasted everybody's time. But anyway, lesson learned. Glad it was just a little silly episode from my garage. But anyway, also too, guys, I want to talk to you about some channel updates. Anyway, too, guys, it was terrible weather yesterday. So, maybe I'm going to kind of do the episode I did yesterday, but do it outside because the weather's so good. But a little bit of channel update, guys. I know y'all are seeing I'm doing a lot of shorts, and I want to kind of break down why I'm doing these shorts. The YouTube algorithm, the YouTube gods, they're really pushing my shorts content, meaning that when I put out a short, it's going to get way more views, it's going to get way more likes, it's going to get way more just way more exposure for the channel. I'm able to build a bigger audience. As y'all know, I am now monetized, so I'm trying to obviously build the audience as big as I can. So I still want to do content like this. I still want to, buy NFTs, basically whatever y'all want. If y'all want to see me, do some NFT flips, if y'all want to see me do some crypto breakdowns, crypto news, I really like having guests on. So, as I build the channel, it's going to make it easier for me to attract big name guests. Now, I'll tell y'all this. I had two guests lined up, that I'm not going to say their names because, the episode didn't go through. I had two big guests scheduled back to back, like literally a day apart. I was going to release the videos, 1 week at a time. And two guests, if I said their names, you'd be like, damn, that's a big guest. Stuff that could really help the channel. One of them is pretty famous, I'd say. One of them is pretty famous, but is also an awesome guy. Really smart guy, but they canceled. Nothing personal, it was just business stuff. I don't want to jinx it and tell y'all who they are, but I'm gonna try to get that rescheduled. So again, guys, if you like content like that, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the videos, all of this. So again, guys, it's gonna kind of be a buffet. We're gonna have a little bit of everything. We're gonna have shorts, we're gonna have outside videos, interviews. If I invest in NFT projects, we'll break that down. If I buy some real estate, who knows? We'll break that down. But basically, whatever y'all want to see. So anyway, so I got some notes. Let's get on to what the episode was yesterday. So I talked about the Super Bowl. Now, let's talk about some other stuff that happened at the Super Bowl. What I thought was the most interesting was Elon Musk was spotted with Rupert Murdoch. If you don't know who Rupert Murdoch is, that is the guy that owns Fox News, Rupert Murdoch. So he was sitting with Fox News, and then somebody posted the picture of them two sitting and talking on Twitter, and they asked Elon what were they talking about. And Elon Musk said he was talking to Rupert Murdoch about Dogecoin. No lie, this is on Twitter. You go see it for yourself. Now, is Elon just trolling? I don't know. Dogecoin has pumped since this has happened, and again, like I've told y'all in previous episodes, I'm not the biggest Dogecoin fan. I know a lot of you watching are. I'm not, I don't think I might hold a little bit of Dogecoin. I don't know, but if I do, it's less than $500. But it's pretty clear to me with Elon, trying to work on all this stuff for Twitter. He wants to integrate crypto payments into Twitter, so you could best believe that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin, if I had to bet money, The coins that will be implemented will be Bitcoin, Doge, and Ethereum. So, you know, as always, not financial advice, but this is just the direction I see all of this going. Now, another thing I noticed about the Super Bowl, guys. Now, if you remember last year, there was a ton of Super Bowl commercials. There was a ton, like, it seemed like every other ad was a Coinbase or FTX commercial. Boy, those sure aged poorly. But it was FTX, Coinbase commercials. It was the Crypto Bowl. I think they were even calling it the Crypto Bowl. This year, I don't think they had any crypto commercials. And I'm going to tell you why. They didn't. They didn't have any, but they had, somebody told me they had a commercial for an NFT. And it was a free NFT, and now it's like selling for like $700. And then somebody said something that Trump got into it with Rihanna, and the Trump NFT start surging. Guys, it's madness. As y'all know, you know, I didn't buy the Trump NFT, but a lot of you told me to buy it, and it looks like I might have screwed up that one. But so anyway, so the lack of Super Bowl commercials. I'm gonna break down why. This is why I think. All right, so not trying to sound pessimistic on here, guys, because y'all know long term I'm bullish. I'm constantly buying crypto like this. I'm built for the bear market, guys. I'm just built for the bear market. In a weird way, kind of like the bear market. I don't know. It's something about me, but I'm DCAing into, y'all know most of the projects I'm DCAing into, and so I've said, you know, you got these TA guys on Twitter that are telling you, oh, the bull market's back on. Start trading with leverage. All this madness. But guys, it's pretty clear to me we're still in a bear market. We're still dealing with FTX fallout. So put yourself in any of these crypto projects' shoes. The first thing that's going to get cut in a down economy or bear market is going to be advertising. Advertising is going to be cut. So they're not going to have a fancy Super Bowl ad with a bunch of overpaid celebrities pushing whatever crypto exchange or product. So it's just kind of common sense that they wouldn't have crypto commercials during the Super Bowl this year. Now, I guess if you want to hear the conspiracy side would be that they're not having the crypto commercials is because they want the general public to go back to sleep, forget about crypto, move along. The bottom could not, listen, the bottom could technically be in. Let me be real with you. The bottom could technically be in. That does not mean we won't retest 20,000. That does not mean we won't go lower than 20,000. That's not what I'm saying. But if the bottom was in, we could retest it and then go back up, and just kind of trade sideways for the foreseeable future. So that's kind of where I sit with that. So let me see what else we got, guys. So perhaps they want the general public to forget about crypto so that the institutions can come in and buy it all up, shake you out of your investments for them to buy it all up. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's plausible, but I think more than likely it's because of we're in a bear market. These companies, they're not going to put money into crypto right now. They're not going to put money into advertising right now with everything going on. Anyway, so Super Bowl NFT. So now let's get some SEC and Coinbase news. So I don't know if you guys seen. So Gary Gensler and the SEC, they're come out. They're coming after crypto. The SEC, unfortunately, guys, it's supposed to be protecting retail, supposed to be protecting people like me and you watching this, but it seems like they have ulterior motives. They've come out. They're going after Kraken. They're basically want to go after staking. Now, what's interesting about this is Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, they've come out and basically threw the gauntlet down, told the SEC, listen, our staking services, they do not pass the Howey test. Now, if you don't know what the Howey test is, that's basically you don't want to pass the Howey test because then you'd be deemed a security if you pass the Howey test. So Coinbase, publicly traded company, I'm gonna assume that Coinbase has more of a war chest for a legal counsel than XRP and Ripple. So you see the gauntlet that XRP and Ripple is going through with the SEC right now, and understand that the SEC has a finite amount of resources. They don't have unlimited resources. They kind of have to pick their battles, and I would think that picking a battle with Coinbase would be like picking a battle with a juggernaut, So again, guys, I could be wrong. The SEC could turn on to Coinbase. They could come at them hard, but it seems like, what Brian Armstrong, he said like, hey, look, we know we've done we have the regulatory clarity that the staking services that we offer are not securities. So we'll go to court with the SEC. Obviously, guys, you don't want to see, one of the largest crypto exchanges going to war with the SEC. That'll just set the industry back, really set the industry back years. So we're going to, we'll keep monitoring that. But, I don't know, guys. It just seems that, and again, guys, as far as staking goes, guys, we don't need staking. We don't need staking. Staking it's cool to have, but clearly these big banks, don't want you being able to stake. They want you stuck in their savings account, getting no return on your money. That's what it's about. But I think that the better strategy, instead of worrying about staking, just worry about, finding good entry points and DCAing into blue chip projects. And you won't need to worry about a little 6-7% return if your crypto 10x's. I mean, guys, you guys see some of the projects I'm in. You can get in these projects and you can see where their all-time high was, and you can really make an educated. Okay, like, and again, guys, not financial advice, guys. I'm not telling y'all to go buy any of these projects. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. But you can look at a project like Cardano. You could look at a project like Polygon Matic. You could look at a project like, even like Ethereum. And you guys can see what these projects all-time high was, and you can see like, wow, Cardano is around 40 cents. Its all-time high is around $3. Same with Polygon Matic, So you have a lot of room, for these projects to grow. So what is a little staking rewards? What does a little yield mean? If you can get a 4 to 10x on a coin, So you gotta just have that long-term mindset. Now, last story I want to talk about, guys. Appreciate y'all, staying with me. If you made it this far in the video, guys, drop me a 100 emoji in the comments. Well, I made some Philly cheesesteaks last night, guys. Oh man, them things were awesome. Had nothing to do with the Super Bowl. We just wanted to make Philly cheesesteaks. But anyway, last story. Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton has come out, guys. I love Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, by far my favorite politician. I mean, guys, when I think presidential material, I think Hillary Clinton. I mean, guys, if I could, if I could, I'd vote. I'm just going to write in Hillary Clinton if she doesn't run. But now she's come out. She said that we have to ban cash. You can look this up. Google this headline, guys. Google this story. Hillary Clinton said we have to ban cash to fight climate change. We have to ban cash to fight climate change. Now, let's break down how hilarious this is. Now, on one hand, I'm going to agree with Miss Clinton a little bit that the central banking apparatus that's currently used is a very big polluter. It is a very big emitter of carbon, which carbon's not exactly the worst thing to be emitting, where all carbon really is water, if you think about it. But that's not the point. It's not the point. So the central bank says does emit carbon, but that's not why they want to get cash. It's not about climate change. They want to get rid of cash because they can't track it. They hate that there's an alternative currency. They hate that you have a way of paying for services and cutting out the middleman being the federal government. They want everything to be on a central bank digital currency. Look this up. Previously people have told you central bank digital currencies were a conspiracy theory. Now every single government is implementing them. Every single government is openly talking about a plan for a central bank digital currency. And essentially, these central bank digital currencies are utilizing blockchain technology. Now, the problem with the central bank digital currency is they're going to be able to track and trace everything you do. So imagine a scenario, say a pandemic, and they say they can make your CBDC where you can't spend it within 15 minutes of your home. Or if you have a view, don't matter if you're Republican or Democrat, if you have a view and you post something on Facebook that is bad for the government, they could penalize you. They can freeze your assets. Guys, they could take, in China, they're taking the central bank digital currencies. It's got an expiration date. So bye-bye savings. So you can't even save anymore, because if you don't use it, you lose it. And why would the government do that? Well, they would do that as a way to combat inflation. They would do that as a way to say, hey, if we keep the cycle of money spending, meaning that if we make people spend it, it's going to keep the economy going. So these central bank digital currencies, I mean, that's the end of freedom. That's the end of freedom. And we have to, at this point, they're coming. There's no way around it. So, perhaps if you could talk to your state representatives, talk to your congressmen, talk to your elected officials, and just kind of tell them, hey, we need to put some framework in place, because we know we're not going to stop these things from coming, but we need to put some framework in place that these can't be used as a social credit score like in China. They can't be used to discriminate against people, because, guys, they will use it for that. They will use, I don't care what your political ideology is, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. And if they're not coming for you right away, well, I mean, think about it, guys. Look how polarizing this country has been the last couple years. Look how politically divided this country has been. Look at, the polarization of Donald Trump's presidency, and look at the division of a Joe Biden presidency. So you have people on both sides that will tell you Trump's a dictator, people that will tell you that Joe Biden's a dictator. They may both be right, but let's think. Do you not think if these people are right, that either side is bad, that they won't use a central bank digital currency to hurt you? Of course they will. Of course they will. Now, going back to, I left this part out about Elon Musk at the Super Bowl. So Elon Musk was at the Super Bowl, and he was sitting with Rupert Murdoch, the owner of Fox News. I'm not the biggest fan of Rupert Murdoch or Fox News. Now, Elon has obviously done a lot of good stuff for humanity, for freedom. He's exposed a lot. He's, been very pro freedom of speech. But, when I see you sitting there with Rupert Murdoch, it does, bend the question, like, okay, are you one of us or are you the establishment? Because at this point, I don't trust Fox News. I don't trust CNN. At this point, guys, where I get my news from, crypto Twitter, or I just don't even pay attention to the news, because most of it is propaganda. And I'll end on this, guys, the Chinese spy balloon, because I spent a large part of yesterday's episode talking about the Chinese spy balloon. Hold on, let me jump over this wall. I spent a large portion of yesterday's episode talking about the Chinese spy balloon. And, we're seeing all these unidentified flying objects flying around. United States government saying that they're shooting down these objects. And what are these objects? Chinese government, Canadian government. Understand that, guys, just because it's a UFO doesn't mean it's extraterrestrial. Doesn't mean it's an alien. It's just an unidentified flying object. Now, personally, guys, I think that it's kind of a distraction. I think these objects are kind of a distraction. I don't think they're necessarily aliens. I think they're distracting us from some other stuff that's going on in the world. But if I had to guess at what they are, I think that there's some type of military drones, and I think that it's technology that, guys, look at how advanced drone technology is. I mean, if you've seen, the Chinese, showed off at the Olympics, how these awesome drone shows, that's just what the public sees and what they want you to see. So I'd imagine the military grade drones is probably way more advanced technology. And I think that, the tensions between the United States and Russia are very high. I mean, guys, it's just come out that the Nord Stream pipeline that, blew up, and what United States was saying Russia did it. Why would Russia blow up their own pipeline? It would only hurt them. And the Russians saying that NATO did it. Well, now a Pulitzer Prize journalist actually come out and said that the United States government, working with the CIA, actually blew up the pipeline. So this obviously angered, Russia, and we're seeing, tensions in the war escalate. We're seeing reports from journalists that the Ukrainians are using chemical warfare. They're using biological warfare. So this conflict is greatly escalating. So I'd imagine that these things that are getting shot down are probably some type of drones. Now, let's go to the balloon. A lot of people want to ask about the balloon. Oh, the spy balloons. It's not a spy balloon. It's not a spy. They don't need a balloon to spy on you. They have TikTok. They have your phone that you're watching this on. They have that, guys. So they're not going to use a giant balloon to spy on you. So what are the balloons? Man, I really don't know. The Chinese government said that the balloon was a civilian aircraft, and they actually they're really pissed at the United States government for shooting it down. So, they're saying that the United States government's going to have to answer for that. So we're seeing tensions rise. So I need you to understand something, that in this conflict, again, guys, I have nothing against the Russian people. I have nothing against the Ukrainian people. I have nothing against the Chinese people. I'm for humanity, guys. I'm an anti-war, pro-peace. I think, you know, I see, I don't know how we get out of all of this. I don't know how we prevent World War III, but I actually have faith that something good is going to happen for humanity and something's going to unite us all. I do not know. So the government, who I have a problem with is the tyrannical governments that are pushing for war, the mainstream media that propagate war, these politicians that all own defense contractor stocks. I have a problem with the military-industrial complex because they're profiting off this war. You know, the BlackRocks, they already got contracts to go in and rebuild Ukraine. So they don't care. They don't care about the people of Ukraine. Your government doesn't care about, your government doesn't even care. You have homeless veterans on the streets of the United States. You think they really care about some people in Ukraine? Absolutely not, guys. So it's all about money and power. And I don't know where this ends. And so, you know, when we see the spy balloons, we see them shooting it down. Now, the Chinese have come out and said that it was a civilian aircraft, that it was their aircraft. Is this the truth? I don't know, guys. We can't trust the communists. We can't trust the CCP. Come on, man. So I'm pro-America. I'm American first. And at this point, you know, I think people are kind of waking up to what's going on. I think people are kind of realizing, like, hey, look, this war, you know, a lot of people were changing their profile pictures in support of Ukraine and this and that. Guys, yeah, obviously we don't want, you know, Putin invading another country. We don't want that. But at this point, your politicians and your government are making money off of Ukraine. They're making money off of this. So, I don't know, guys. So now the balloon, what actually first came to my mind was the balloon could potentially be some type of EMP. And because that's what they say, if you don't know what an EMP is, that's an electronic magnetic pulse. So what an EMP would essentially do is, if one went off, God forbid, if one went off, it would essentially knock out all electronic devices, basically just put a halt to civilization as we know it. I don't know if they have one big enough to knock out the whole country, but maybe perhaps certain regions. So very disturbing stuff, especially when you think back to what was said at the World Economic Forum, where, you know, Klaus Schwab and company at the World Economic Forum have told you that a cyber attack is coming within 2 years. Within 2 years. So, you know, perhaps, you know, what I could see happening, guys, and again, God forbid, I don't want this to happen. I hope that, you know, people wake up to what's really going on in the world. I hope people stand up against this. Is that perhaps, you know, your government would implement some type of false flag event to blame the Russians. And if you don't think that could happen, governments have 100% done false flags in order to get the populace on board with a war against whoever. This has 100% happened. There's declassified CIA, I believe it was at Operations Northwoods. This has 100% happened before. This is not conspiracy. So again, guys, it's not me saying this. They're literally telling you this. They're literally telling you this. So anyway, guys, you made it this far in the video. Thank you so much for watching. Drop me a 100 emoji in the comments, guys. Anyway, I'm gonna go get my run on, y'all. I'm out. Peace.